Hey guys, it's me. I'm back with another video. If you haven't already, please feel free to rate, comment, and subscribe. So yeah, let's do this. So today's Sunday and I decided to come on and make a video, right? It's weird because I usually always make my YouTube videos during the week. I don't really have like a set schedule of when I make videos or like when I decide to make videos. I'm pretty impulsive, so I do what I want. Bottom line, I do what I want. Anyways, so this past weekend I've just been doing a lot of thinking and reflecting and definitely, comparing my mindset last year when I started college, my first year um, in college or the university, if you will, and just doing some reflections on my mindset and like the differences between where my mind was last year and where my mind is this year. So it's definitely interesting, and I just thought that I'd come on and share some thoughts with you. And I think I'm gonna call this series Life Lessons, maybe. I don't know, we'll see. College lessons, lessons learned, who knows. Um, so yeah. Um, so last year going into college, I definitely had so many expectations. I thought that I wanted my college experience to um be like, be just like it is on TV and be exactly how it was for, some of my family members, like my sister and things like that. And I was in for a rude awakening, because I had these high expectations. I thought that I was gonna party. I thought that I was gonna get a boyfriend. I thought that, I was gonna find my best friends and live it up. And I thought that, drama was just gonna end because we're all mature people and all this other stuff. And I was gonna find myself and I was gonna get straight A's and blah 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 blah. And I just really thought that, things were gonna change for me. And they did, but they didn't change in the way that I thought that they should or they could have. And when my expectations didn't really match up with the results that I had gotten, I was very disappointed and I was pretty depressed for a while. Um, I've expressed to many people that, my freshman year was not what I thought it would be. And I was really, really disappointed and really, really upset and really, really sad. And I don't know if I cried, but okay, I think I did cry. I think I cried because it just was not what I thought it was gonna be. I thought that my college experience was gonna be just that of how it is in the media and that of how it is for other people. And who's to say that people's expectations are never met, but mine weren't. My expectations were not met, and they weren't met in the way that I wanted them to be met. You know what I mean? Granted, I did make friends, I did meet new people, I did, you know, do some things that not, I did go out every now and then, but I wasn't going out every weekend. I wasn't getting dressed up every weekend. I wasn't, getting invited to all of these really cool parties that I was being told about. And um, I have an older sister. I have two older sisters and an older brother. Facts about Olivia. I have three older siblings. I'm the baby. And my sister we went to we went to the same college. Well, she went to the college that I'm at now and she graduated. And I ended up going here. And she was like telling me about her experiences and I was like, "Oh my god, that's going to happen to me." And I was just like, when I got here, I was just like, "No, this isn't happening." And I've just been doing some reflecting, and um, I've come to the conclusion that I need to create my own story. You know, everybody's experiences aren't going to be the same because not no two people, like my mother always says, no two people are alike, no two children are alike. And my sister and I are, I mean, we're somewhat the same, but we're different. We're very, at the same time, we're diametrically different. Not diametrically different, but like we're different. We're different people. We like to do different things. She's more type A. I'm a like a very I don't know how to say. I'm very assertive and very like this is me. I'm very we're both very driven in the way that we think. We're both very outgoing, but we're outgoing in different ways. She likes to party and she likes to go out and stuff, and me, I like to go out, but I like to hang out with my friends and I like to do things with the group of people that I am the closest to. And I like having a lot of friends and stuff. And I thought that my college experience was going to be just like hers because, you know, I came in, I had really close people that I was friends with, or really, really close friends. I came in with, and we stopped being friends, and I had made new friends, but we had all stopped being friends. And whenever I'd watch TV and stuff like that, or whenever I'd listen to her stories or other people that had went to my school or people that I had known before college experience, their experiences didn't match up with mine. They were going out, they were making new friends, they were finding themselves, and here I am, still the same Olivia. I still am with the same people that I was with, and I was just really frustrated, and I found myself really angry because, again, my expectations weren't being met, and like I said, I was expecting my story to be their story and their story to be my story. And I've learned that, that's not the case. College, one, college isn't for everybody. Okay, I'm just going to throw that out there. But that's a totally different video for other people. But partying isn't for everybody. Drinking isn't for everybody. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I mean, that's just me. But I know people that go out and they drink and they just do all this other stuff, and I'm just like, that's not me. And before, I used to be so upset because I was like, dang, I'm such a square, and I don't want to be this way. I want to do this. And I used to live in a dorm. I lived in the dorms with these other girls, and they would go out almost every weekend, and they were like the popular girls, you know what I'm saying? Not no shade, or I'm not throwing any tea on anybody, but that was just how I perceived them. They were those girls, and I have a lot of respect for a couple of them. Like, they're really cool or whatever, but they would just go out and I would find myself being jealous. Like, damn, I'm in my dorm. Meanwhile, while they're going out, I'm in my dorm, just like, okay, like, what am I doing? And it just wasn't what I expected. I was sad, and I felt, like I said before, I found myself being almost jealous of, them and what they were doing and how they were doing. And I was like, well, I wish I could do that. And not to say that I didn't go to any parties. Like, I went to parties and I had fun, but it just wasn't the type of fun that they were having. And I found myself asking myself what was wrong with me, like, and I just found myself, kind of spiraling out of control and being really depressed because my story, again, people were selling me the story and I was internalizing these stories, stereotypical stories, and stories of people that I looked up to and stories of people that I saw, um, and their stories were lining up with the stereotypes or whatever, but mine just weren't, and I was pretty upset about it. And I used to care so much about being invited to parties and stuff, and like, being the cool, well, not being cool necessarily, but like just being, I don't know, that girl. Like, Olivia's changing. I can take, I look at people's pictures on Instagram, and I look at people's pictures on Snapchat. And I actually had, a lot of people don't know this, but this is the reason why I deleted my Snapchat, because like, I'm the type of person, I'm very hard on myself. I'm always beating myself up. I'm kind of, I don't want to say a martyr, but like I'm very, like this is, I'm almost like the unsung hero almost. That's my personality. Like I'm very hard on myself, and I'm always, criticizing myself, and I have a tendency to compare myself to other people, like, oh, she's like this, and look at me. What am I doing with my life? Like, I'm sitting over here doing this, that, and the other. I'm slow. I'm not like her. Her hair's, you know, especially with my well, not especially, but like with my natural hair journey and things like that. Sometimes I'd find myself comparing my hair to other people's, and I digress. But, anyways, I had the tendency to compare myself, and I was like, dude, I can't deal with social media right now. So I found myself deleting a lot of the stuff this summer, and I finally got a Snapchat back. But I found myself comparing myself, and just this past weekend, there was like this really big party that everybody was going to, and prior to this, I had finally come to the realization I'd done a little bit of soul searching, not a lot. I'm 19, I'm not going to find myself in a day or anything like that, but like I just did some soul searching, and I was like, you know what? All these people were going out to this really big party, and they were getting dressed up, and I was looking at all their pictures on Instagram and all their pictures on Snapchat, and like the old, like before, Olivia freshman year would be like, damn, like what am I doing with myself? I'm over here watching anime with my friend instead of going out and drinking and having a good time. Um, and I just found myself just getting really upset. Not, I would have found myself getting really upset. But now, in my headspace now, like yesterday when I was looking at their Snapchats, I was like, their outfits are really cute. Like, I'm glad that they're having fun, I'm glad that, that party is fun. I saw like everybody dancing and having a good time, and I was really happy for them. And I was surprised that I wasn't feeling some type of way about them experiencing that, because last year I would have been so upset with myself. Like, Olivia, what are you doing? Why are you sitting at home? You should be going out. You should be trying your best. And I say this to say that you can't force things. I'm coming to the realization that I cannot be in control. I've come to several very, pertinent realizations and very revolutionary realizations, and almost, I guess you could say that they're epiphanies. But I've realized that, one, my story is my story, and nobody else's story is my story. Let me elaborate. I'm Olivia. I'm uniquely me. God, whoever you believe in, if you came into being on your own, or with, God made you especially you. He didn't make you into anybody else. You live your own life. Okay. And your story is unique to you. Just because, I'm a black female, and it doesn't mean that my plight as a black female is going to be the same as somebody else's plight as a black female, or somebody else's story as a black female, or just because I'm a college student and I go to the same school as somebody else, it doesn't mean that our paths are going to be the same. Just because my sister and I are we have attended the same university, it doesn't mean that my experience is going to be just like her. I'm nothing like my sister. Like I said before, we have some similarities. Like, we're both very driven, but we're also very different. And I'm learning, I look up to my sister. I love her. There was a point in time where I want to be like her. I wanted to be her. And she is one of my biggest role models. But I've realized, growing up, just being who I am right now, I've realized that I'm not her. I'm not my sister. I can't be Angela. I can't be Christine. I can't be Mark. Those are my siblings. I can't be them. So I have to create my own path. I can't follow in their footsteps. I can't always live under their shadow, and I can't be like other people. I have to be like myself. I'm outgoing, I'm extroverted. Just because I don't go out and party every weekend doesn't mean that I'm not any fun, that I'm boring, that I'm, slow, that I'm stupid, that I can't get with the times or whatever. It doesn't mean anything like that. It just means that, I develop differently. And I think that's what a lot of people fail to realize coming into college or just living in general. Like, your story isn't going to be like anybody else's. You're uniquely you. You need to live your own life on your own terms, and you don't have to answer to anybody else, and you don't have to feel the need to live like anybody else because you are who you are. God made you the way that you are for a reason, you know? And you can't, and I've also, secondly, I'm getting tongue tied for some reason. Secondly, um, you can't force certain things to happen. And I'm learning this time and time again. With my love life, I'm single, I've never had a boyfriend, but like that really does make it, like, sometimes, I may be mature or whatever. Uh, I mean, I think I'm mature, shoot. But I may, seem mature, I may be 5'10" and I may be developed or whatever, and I may kind of act like I know it all, but in reality, I'm still learning. So I'm learning that I can't force certain things to take place. I'm a Christian, and, you know, all in all, the Bible says have faith. Faith is the evidence of, or the substance for things hoped for, evidence not seen. So I need to learn how to have faith in what God and what the universe has planned for me, because I find myself constantly forcing things to happen, constantly, you know, wanting things to happen when they're just not meant to happen. If it's not meant to be, it's not going to happen. If he doesn't pursue you, if you kind of pursue him and he's not pursuing you too, guess what that means? It's not going to happen. That's okay. You can't force squares into round pegs. You can't force something to be that wasn't written in the first place, okay? You can't tell God what to do, and you can't tell God, when to move and how to move, because he moves when he wants to and when he gets ready. And it may not always be when you want it to be, but he's always on time. And I found that with God. And I found that, my faith is becoming stronger because of these things. And you may not be religious, or you may not be Christian or whatever. You may be Muslim, you may be Jewish, you may be, Buddhist, whatever, atheist, agnostic, whatever. You need to believe in yourself, and you need to believe that, you need to just take a minute and step back. And I'm learning that I need to take a minute and step back. I'm learning that I need to stop constantly forcing things to happen. I'm very, anybody that knows me knows that I like to be in control. I like to have control over things, and I like to force things sometimes that aren't meant to happen. And I need to learn to step back and to, realize that everything happens for a reason. Some things just don't happen for a reason, and that's okay. And my story is my own story, and I don't need to look at other people and constantly compare myself to her, because Olivia and Sally aren't the same. My name isn't Sally, and her name isn't Olivia, so we're not going to be the same person. I don't drink, she does. Okay, whatever. Move on. And just because you don't do certain things doesn't mean that, you're any less than or whatever. And I think my biggest advice for freshmen or people going into college or high school or whatever, um, go in with no expectations. Because every time you expect something and those expectations, or what happened, your results don't line up with your expectations, you will be gravely disappointed, just like I was. You'll be depressed, you'll be disappointed, and you'll probably think that there's something wrong with you. When honestly, there is nothing wrong with you. It's just, it is what it is. Life is life. Life lives on nobody's terms but its own. And sometimes you just gotta rock with it. You know what I mean? Like, you just gotta go with the flow. You have to sit with it. So, yeah. Go in with no expectations. Whatever happens, happens. Don't expect things to take place that aren't meant to take place. especially if you know that they're not going to take place. Anyways, I don't want this video to be 30 minutes long. Feel free to rate, comment, and subscribe, like I said, and have a good day. Bye.